Tucson, Arizona lies on the edge of the Sonoran Desert and is home to nearly 750,000 people. Most of them are customers of Tucson Water. In the past, our desert city has relied solely on a dwindling supply of groundwater pumped from an aquifer that's dropped as much as 250 feet in the last 50 years. Here, nothing survives without water. Yet, throughout the 1990s, Tucson was torn by furious debate about this vital resource. And it all started when we got more water than we could use.
November 1992. Tucson Water celebrates the opening of its state-of-the-art $85 million water treatment plant. The plant will treat 150 million gallons of Colorado River water a day and provide a desperately needed renewable source of water for Tucson's residents. But when the Colorado River water begins flowing to about half the homes in Tucson, customer complaints begin flowing even faster. In many homes, the water is red and smelly. It damages home plumbing and appliances. Rather than stop delivery, Tucson Water tinkers with the treatment process, telling customers that the problem will soon be solved. The complaints grow into a fury of anger and frustration. As a department of the city, Tucson Water reports to the Tucson City Council, and the council has heard more than it wants about bad water and worse customer service. Tucson Water begins to pay customer claims for damage caused by the water. The final total? Paid out for broken pipes, damaged appliances, even clothing ruined in the wash, will exceed $2 million. Under pressure, the utilities director resigns. Eventually, much of upper management will follow. Then in late 1994, with the reasons for the red water still not clear, the City Council votes to halt delivery of river water completely. Now, activist groups appear, intent on taking city water policy into their own hands.
Hi, I'm Caroline White. The issue of safe drinking water has become very important to me because of my experience with TCE contamination. Right now I'm battling cancer, and it's a tough fight. That's why I support Proposition 200, the Water Consumer Protection Act. Believe me, I know how bad TCE poisoning can be, and chemically treated CAP water is much worse. Nobody should have to go through this because of their drinking water. Be safe. Vote yes on Proposition 200.
Paid by Beaudry Motors. In 1995, the activists succeeded when voters approved the Water Consumer Protection Act, prohibiting delivery of all river water to customers. Bruce Johnson was chief hydrologist at the time.
Basically, customers were saying, "We don't trust you, Tucson Water. We're going to make sure you can't hurt us again." The news media put us under a microscope, and the City Council was disappointed with the performance of the department. It was very discouraging, definitely a low point for the utility, especially for the large part of Tucson Water not directly involved in CAP water delivery.
Tucson Water was learning what it was like to live at the center of political controversy while searching desperately for solutions to the problems of customer confidence and use of Colorado River water. The situation called for a different approach than was taken when river water was first delivered. Rather than concentrating on resource issues, Tucson Water decided to return to basics, focusing on water at the customer's home. It was the beginning of the turnaround, and it started with a public apology.
Tucson Water launched the At the Tap program by saying it was sorry for the debacle with river water. A first for the utility. The apology was effective with customers, though many remained skeptical. The goals of the new program were ambitious. Marie Perthree was the At the Tap manager in 1997.
With the At the Tap program, we wanted to find out what caused the problems with river water delivery, and also what solutions there could be to any potential future problems that might occur. But communication with our customers was really a key goal of the program. And so we developed a whole new approach to communicating with our customers. We asked them through bill inserts and through newspaper ads what aspects of water quality are most important to them. And with the results that we obtained, with the feedback from them, we developed a very comprehensive water quality information program.
One evening at dinner,
I wish we knew what's in our water.
Well, the mineral content is 275 parts per million.
And the pH is 7.8.
Sodium is 40.
How do you guys know that?
Dad, it's part of Tucson Water's At the Tap program. Water quality information in the newspaper.
And on the web.
And there's a phone line too.
Tucson Water's Water Quality Information Program. Tap into it today. Research conducted as part of At the Tap revealed that a blend of Colorado River water and groundwater could be delivered without the problems seen with unblended river water.
We found that the most important corrosion control mechanism was elevated pH to 8.5. This pH level kept corrosion byproducts inside of the mains, and that the corrosion byproducts were not released to water. This was also very important in that even though Tucson Water had a galvanized steel main replacement program, many home plumbing systems are made out of galvanized steel, and we have to mitigate those systems too.
When complete, research showed that a blend of Colorado River water and groundwater could be delivered through new or old mains without the color problems developed by unblended river water. As corrosion tests and other research on the use of Colorado River water began, another critical project was underway: replacing or rehabilitating more than 200 miles of galvanized steel and cast iron water mains, a major cause of the red water problems. To nail down customer reactions to water quality, drinking water taste and odor workshops were conducted. In the workshops, customers tasted a number of types of water.
With the results of these panel studies, we were able to focus in on a blend that we thought was going to be not only acceptable to the public, but also was going to be possible to produce. We had to integrate these panel results with what was going to be physically possible to blend CAP water that had been recharged into the ground and the native or natural Avra Valley groundwater.
Fortunately, these findings matched well with one of the only options open to Tucson Water at the time: recharge. Planners had already been working on a major recharge facility located on Tucson Water property in the desert west of the city. The solution would not be easy or cheap. The project would require massive recharge basins, well and collector pipe systems, and miles of pipeline to bring the blended water into the city. Marie Light helped research the hydrology for the project.
Our recovery wells are 1,000 feet deep, and they're screened roughly from 600 feet down to 1,000 feet deep. Now, because we have the screen interval 200 feet below the water table, there will be a blend that's occurring. Initially, we'll have predominantly Avra Valley water, and as time moves forward, we'll be having more and more CAP water being pulled up through the recovery wells.
Meanwhile, the activist groups, which had never gone away, were collecting signatures for another ballot initiative, one that would force the city to use its allocation of Colorado River water in the ways they thought best, ways that were extremely expensive and almost completely ineffective in solving the community's water problems.
The blend was a potential solution for using Colorado River water, but would customers trust Tucson Water enough to accept it? The looming threat of another ballot measure, one that would place severe restrictions on Tucson Water and the mayor and council, meant that the time to develop the solution was short. In the face of furious opposition from activist groups, the utility set out to further educate customers about the solution and to prove it could be trusted.
We knew that Tucson Water had a good plan and was moving in the right direction. We wanted to make sure that all of the utilities' customers understood that. So we developed an educational campaign that included television, radio, newspaper ads, bill inserts, newsletters, the utilities' webpage and its speakers bureau. We even had informational booths in shopping malls.
The utility began its education campaign by recruiting and training employees to form a speakers bureau. In a year and a half, a group of 40 employee volunteers made nearly 200 presentations to neighborhood and professional groups and civic organizations. Customer focus groups were used to develop appropriate messages and evaluate the level of customer understanding.
We found out a lot from our focus groups. For example, they found the term aquifer confusing, so we started using water table. And recharge, isn't that something you do to a battery?
Our research showed that our customers wanted someone from the water utility speaking to them rather than a professional. Fortunately, I had no idea what I was in for. I'm Dave Modere, Director of Tucson Water. Look down. You see that big crack? That's subsidence. It happens when we pump too much groundwater. When too much groundwater is used, the ground above it can collapse. Imagine this in your neighborhoods. Soon we will be demonstrating that we can use recharged Colorado River water and turn off our wells in Tucson. For more information, please call Tucson Water.
Our educational campaign focused on 3 themes. First was the declining water table. Second was maintaining our environment here in Tucson. Third, and probably most important, was reassurances that Tucson Water could deliver Colorado River water in a way that was acceptable to its customers.
Reducing our dependence on groundwater and protecting our environment are 2 reasons Tucson Water is planning to demonstrate that recharged Colorado River water blended with groundwater can be used in our homes and businesses. For more information about this voluntary demonstration project, call Tucson Water.
Help us preserve our environment. Call 791-4331.
Hi, I'm David Modere, Director of Tucson Water. In recent blind taste tests, Tucson Water customers preferred a blend of Colorado River water and groundwater to the water we use today. Our groundwater isn't as good as it used to be because we have to pump from deeper and deeper as the water table continues to drop. Continuing this pumping will not only cause water quality to decrease, but will also compact the soils, causing serious damage to surface structures and permanently preventing the soils from storing water. Using this blended water will allow us to supply our current customers and to turn off wells in Tucson that are damaging our environment. Soon you will have the opportunity to sample this new supply of Tucson water and learn how it will help sustain our community. For further information, please call Tucson Water at 791-4331.
Tucson Water Management also believed that more was needed than simply explaining the blended water concept to customers. The solution could best be illustrated by a physical demonstration.
Neighborhoods like this one in the central city were hard hit by red water and corrosion problems during the initial delivery of Colorado River water. So it was here that Tucson Water came to prove that the new blended water would be acceptable to customers. This unique demonstration of water quality became known as the Ambassador Neighborhoods Program.
It was just as important to continue rebuilding trust in Tucson Water as it was to demonstrate our new water resource. The concept of the Ambassador Neighborhoods Program was to isolate a small number of homes from the water distribution system and supply them with our new blended water. In my years in the water profession, I've never seen anything like it done.
The Ambassador Neighborhood Program was really a phenomenal feat to pull off in the amount of time that we had. We had to go from the concept of the project, delivering blended water into demonstration neighborhoods, to design, permitting, construction, and implementation in about 6 months. So we essentially developed a whole new water supply, treatment, and delivery system on a very small scale within that 6-month period.
Because the recharge and recovery project was not yet constructed, a system also had to be built to create the blended water for the demonstration program. While engineers rushed to design